And they're actually quite intertwined in your case, I would say. I am not a therapist, but I am a pimp.
You're listening to the Akinfemi Onadele Show, where we believe in today's fast-paced world, investing in your overall well-being is the most important decision you can make. Join us alongside a variety of guests as we discuss topics empowering you to become the best version of yourself. Enjoy.
Habakkuk 2 verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Dear everyday heroes, you're welcome to the Akinfemi Onadele Show, aka TAOS, and this is season 2. For everybody that's been rocking with us since season 1, how have you been? How's your well-being? And if you're new, how's your well-being? Are you investing in it? This season 2, it's about soul alignment. Knowing that everything that we work for, everything that we toil for, the hustle, and everything that we have to deal with, while still focusing on the hustle, because the hustle needs to be done, is going to come to pass. Is that the correct thing to say? It's going to come to pass. Come to pass is funny because past means it's already happened. And it's all about alignment. That's why we're on this journey of total well-being, holistic well-being, alignment of mind, body, spirit, and soul. And dear listener, if you're on this journey, of course it is a journey in which we are living in different worlds at the same time while balancing so many things. Things that cause overwhelm, things that cause us to go back and forth between our virtues and our vices. I'm right there with you. Since the end of season 1, I haven't recorded anything, and it does feel good to be back, but at the same time, there's a bit of pressure as to what is it that we should be talking about. But Habakkuk 2 verse 3 has already explained what we need to remember, what we need to speak to our souls, what we need to meditate on. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come. It will not tarry. Thank you, and do enjoy the episode. So it's all about the journey, isn't it? And I'm so excited to introduce you to somebody who I am so proud to call a colleague. Her name is Esiri, Observantly growing Mukoro, a recent graduate from my alma mater, Trinity. She's a wonderful human being and has great things destined for her. But you know that with everything, leaving university and coming into the real world, it's not an easy task, especially if you're working in Nigeria. All my experienced Nigerian workers, you know what I'm talking about. From workplace toxicity to what's the word now? The opposite of empathy from your colleagues to the politics and everything. Now, compounded on that, when you're a go-getter, Siri is a first-class honor student, by the way, working in face space, it does come with its pressures. However, our face space, we believe a lot that the first 90 days in your new role dictates everything. So, the major gist of this episode is about overwhelm and our relationship with it. And we're going to deep dive into that for the next few episodes. Here is Esiri reading Overwhelm. This is from the book Life Leverage, a chapter in the book, and The Life Leverage by Rob Moore. Fantastic book. All right, let's get to it. Esiri, let's go.
Okay, before things get weird, you're about to listen to Esiri having a clarity call with me. I've cut out parts that protect her privacy. This is because she filled the 90-day tracker and workbook, and she was just checking with me to see how I could help. So those parts that were private were left out, and we felt the rest would be useful because we spoke at length about Overwhelm. So yeah, enjoy.
Overwhelm, confusion, and frustration lead to inaction, and they take ages. No other emotions are so slow cooking and torturous. At least with more significant painful emotions, it's over fast and you can begin your recovery. The longer you experience overwhelm, frustration, and confusion, the less you get done, the longer it takes to get nothing done, and when you finally do make a decision, it's nearly always the wrong one because you just want to get rid of the pain. These three emotions demand their own chapter because they are the most prevalent in blocking decision and action. They are the nemesis of life leverage. These three emotions often come together or lead to and from each other. Here's what they are, where they come from, and how to get rid of them. Overwhelm is an often self-induced feeling of being completely overcome in mind and emotion. Ironically, one definition of overwhelm is to cover or bury beneath something. That is how you feel when you are overwhelmed. You feel overwhelmed when you have too many things to do and not enough time to do them. You feel overwhelmed when you are doing too many things for other people with imposed actions and deadlines. You feel overwhelmed when you can't handle the pace of tasks or your brain can't handle the amount or speed of learning. You feel overwhelmed when you are being pressured to do too many things that aren't important to you, or when you can't see an end to them. You feel overwhelmed when you feel out of control of your tasks, time, or life. You might even feel overwhelmed reading this paragraph on Overwhelm.
How do you envision overcoming the feeling of overwhelm in this, let's say, 90 days? It seems like the left, so the right hemisphere is the one that is with structure, organization, and all that, which is probably what you used to feel this. Not saying it's wrong, but that's probably what you used to feel the workbook so far. Did not necessarily connect with the left hemisphere, which is more intuition, emotions, because I didn't necessarily see it expressed in what you were saying. So basically, what you wrote and what you said, of course, there are some times, but not as much, right? Because it just shows that what part of the brain is dominant when you're doing which activity, which is perfectly normal. So the way you were talking, it sounded like you had not filled this sheet. So I had already made up my mind to open the sheet, and we're going to at least create some momentum in this session. So I opened the Google Docs first, and I already put under vulnerabilities, workaholic and perfectionistic. Right. I scrolled all the way down to the vulnerability section as possible vulnerabilities. Not necessarily I'm the one. I'm not diagnosing you. It's just things that I sort of can maybe have noticed in myself. It might be easier for me to just say, oh, that kind of sounds like overwhelm is something I've dealt with, hence why I've now become the ambassador against overwhelm. Or actually, overwhelm is not a bad thing, of which I will still help you understand shortly. So that's why in the vulnerability section, I've put in yellow, not in orange, tendency to get caught in overwhelm and workaholism. I don't even know if workaholism is a word, but it sounds so good. It should be a word. Yeah, I like it. Workaholism. And they're actually quite intertwined in your case, I would say. I am not a therapist, but I am a pimp. And pimp stands for peace is my priority. So I have put a lot of work in my life to creating peace. Peace is one of my top values in life. Of course, I've had different top values in different versions of myself, but peace, I love peace. I love peace so much. So on the battle to making peace my regular vibration, I had to meet one of his, what do they call it? Which one is the enemy? Is it the antagonist or protagonist? The antagonist, right? One of the major antagonists on the journey to peace is overwhelm.
If you're new to my brand, you should know one thing. I am obsessed with the book, The First 90 Days. That was the book that led me to get my first promotion in investment banking. Ever since then, I have coached many on the methodology, and it's helped them assume their first 90 days in new roles with the right mindset. A mindset that maintains balance, which is the opposite of overwhelm, and allows them still enjoy their life outside work while still getting noticed by their bosses or the person who matters, because they're able to focus on the main thing without carrying on too many things. It's very common to move to a new place of work, for instance, and then you want to show your employer that the money you spent on me is a good thing. But then we tend to make mistakes. So it's always advisable to start a new role with a plan. And the first 90 days framework is something. So this episode, definitely, I'm going to be sharing my workbooks, my trackers with you. You can just link them wherever you're listening to this podcast. You can just link them. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. Click the link, do it. And if you do it and you want to have a free call with me, clarity call, I got you. Just send an email to taosore10@gmail.com. Shout out Ore, my EA at FaceBase, and we'll set it up.
One of the major antagonists on the journey to peace is overwhelm in the world we live in today. So that's the only reason why I might sound like I'm speaking with a certain confidence or authority, because I've been there, I've walked that road, and it's not a pretty one, but it can be overcome. There are different ways to kill Alibaba. There was a math teacher I used to have when I was in GS3 in Trinity. Don't remember his name, but I think he was adamant about letting us know that there are different ways to solve math problems. So say he was always, was he kind of light skinned?
No, Mr. Bishop is not light skinned.
Not dark. Spoke a bit fast.
Okay.
There are many ways to kill Alibaba. I don't remember his name, but that line stuck because he repeated it in every class. And it really came in helpful during simultaneous equations. So there are many ways to kill Alibaba. Anyway, bringing this back home. This my first comments. So you already saw I wrote. So in this sheet. So yeah, I already started writing in the other sheet. And someone's like, wait to check the weekly studio sheets. And I was very happy to see that you started filling it, which is brilliant. And so my first comment, just trying to prioritize it, is basically that this is your plan against overwhelm. Say it again. This is your plan against overwhelm. This is your plan against overwhelm for the next 90 days. Right? And so coming here weekly works perfectly. I already see that you already filled the vulnerabilities tracker for today, or which one of those answers is not allowed. You see my comments. But then you will, coming here would also always help you check in weekly with the plan. Okay? So that was what I meant. Like, even though when you were talking, it wasn't an expression of what you had written. Left, right, the dissonance that I spoke of. Now, here's something that changed my life when I understood regarding, okay, wait, let me see my first comment. So that's the first one, right? This is your plan against overwhelm. So own your plan, right? Don't just be one of those guys, of which, of course, I've fallen into that trap. I can plan very well, but then, now, work the plan. I can plan and leave the plan and go another way. So why did you create the plan in the first place? That means you didn't plan for yourself in your plan. You planned for somebody else. But who is the plan for? Who is the plan for?
All right. And we have taken flight. We have a wonderful season planned for us. In the next episode, we continue talking about overwhelm. I hope I've been able to be a good guide to you on your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. Make sure you subscribe, leave a rating. 5 stars if it was helpful for you. Share it with someone who you know needs to hear this. We are not alone, no. We did together. And as always, peace and life's richest blessings. Special shout out to FaceSpace Studio for sponsoring this episode. Look out for rants and bants, an anonymous workplace community for us to just vent about all the issues that we have to face in our place of daily bread. It's really going to be a great season, guys.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Akinfemi Onadele Show. Check out www.akinfemionadele.com for more info, articles, and ideas about how to boost your well-being.